But okay, while I'm on my break, okay, I see this thread by Illuminati, and basically she's accusing Legal Eagle, an actual lawyer on YouTube, by the way. He does amazing content involving the law. He breaks a lot of stuff down. It's pretty good. I totally recommend the channel. Illuminati is accusing him, or rather his editors, of trying to copy her style because it's not like anyone could look up these effects or styles on YouTube. But hey, Bo Blacks did a whole Twitter versus about it, so I figured why not? Because obviously I didn't see the entire thing. So yeah, let's take a look at this, shall we? All right. Okay, what's Bo Blacks got for us today?
So Illuminaughtii is calling out lawyer YouTuber Legal Eagle for plagiarism? She tweets out, "Not Legal Eagle editors broaching my editors to take my video style, and then when they didn't give up the info, they literally copied it. And by the way, I have the messages from my editors, and found an email from them too. Just changed the color from purple to blue. Huh? Interesting. So I went through my emails and found this, just outright saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this, but if you could make it easier for me, I'd appreciate it." She then shows an email that says, "Hey Blair,
I mean,
I work as an editor for Legal Eagle, and I was wondering if there was some After Effects plugin you guys use for things like the intro to the first NFL video, where the lighter colors appear to stick out in 3D. We could recreate it, but we figured there was probably a faster method you guys were using. Here's the video."
yeah, it's there's nothing major there. It's just, hi, I noticed that you did this effect. Could you teach us? Like that, like dude, like, oh my god, I don't know how many times I probably asked someone for like, hey, you know that one. I can't even name the proper name for it, but it's like, you know that one thing that happened in this one video where they're able to do this. Yeah, can you know a way to do it? Usually it's like, if anyone remembers Internet Unwind, I usually asked him for a lot of help when it came to editing.
I'm talking about, just so you know what I mean. Thanks, Danny. Illuminaughtii continues her thread by saying, "Also went to my Discord server to try and get more to cop
Am I allowed to post a vid essay I made that was inspired by Blair's channel? I mean,
style." She then shows Danny in the Discord server saying, "Am I allowed to post a video essay I made that was inspired by Blair's channel? Or is there like no self-promotion? Also, is there any way I can talk to one of the video editors? I edit for Legal Eagle and wanted to know how they did a specific effect."
yeah, I mean, it probably was. It wasn't even like necessarily them trying to get his style. His team, or maybe him directly, I don't know how Legal Eagle does his videos. But like someone involved with the channel is probably like, hey, we want you to do this type of effect. So like they probably already had the effect in mind. They were just the editor probably just didn't know how to do it. It was like, yeah, sure, I can do it, and then just like quickly try to get help with it. I guess it's not that complex.
Flo the Dragon Ghost responds by saying, "You have to be level 2 to post link. Then the best place for that would be advertise yourself / others." Danny responds, "And about talking to the editing team? I've emailed in the past but got no response, so I figured I'd try here." And then she shows the examples of this alleged plagiarism, and I mean, I'll just let the pictures speak for themselves and let you guys come up with your own conclusion, but needless to
I mean, it's pretty like like legit. I did see something. It was like someone showed screenshots of like the YouTube tutorial videos that you can watch that cover these effects, and like John Swan uses like, I think he still does use these this effect on like the right over here. He totally does like the 3D text thing. So like, I don't know, man. People are weird. People are weird.
say I think these claims are a little bit silly. Regardless, she ended off her thread by saying, "And to be honest, I wouldn't have believed any of this was trying to replicate my videos, if not for the email and Discord stuff that was done preemptive to their video coming out. Like, talk about, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just make it a little different," shaking my head. Leon
Oh,
Lush responds to her by saying, both examples, all I'm seeing is some incredibly common editing style / technique that have been used in thousands of videos. Not sure why you're trying to make this a thing. Honestly, example B made me laugh. If you've watched a documentary in your life, you've seen this exact edit, and you were...
Oh yeah, true. Like, oh my God, there are so many like National Geographic or like History Channel documentaries when they used to do them anyway. There are just so many documentaries that just use that style because it's very professional looking. Like, dude, like if anyone's gonna sue, it's those documentaries, and they're gonna sue you, Illuminati or Blair, whatever you like to be called.
using it as an example of someone copying you? Def Noodles says, you're trying to claim the most basic editing style. Literally turn on your TV and put on 50 different true crime docs, and you'll find the same style in 45 of them. This just...
You know it's bad when, like, when freaking Def Noodles, Def Noodles, everyone, is on the correct side. You know it's bad. You know it's bad.
Seems weird and petty. Avery Howard says, I might be wrong here, but A, Legal Eagle has been using those styles, the ripped paper and highlighter, for years, and B, the question wasn't about those styles anyway, but rather a particular effect that they wanted to know how it was done. There's no copying here. H. Bomber Guy quote tweets Illuminaughtii and says, just to clarify, one of Legal Eagle's editors asked one of your editors what plugin they used for a personal video they were working on for their own channel. I take plagiarism really seriously, so I'm interested in an explanation of what exactly is wrong here. He then shares a Twitter video with the caption, personally Illuminaughtii, I would define plagiarism as something a bit more specific. For example, copying someone else's documentary directly into your script.
Oh.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg, a former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1980,
Oh, dang. Dang, son, here we go. Get called out, son.
89, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse and misprescribing of controlled drugs.
Then in 1995, he was suspended from practicing medicine and made to pay a $10,000 fine for his misuse of prescribing controlled drugs.
Trying maybe
Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
responds, changing has long been controversial to has been long controversial is objectively very funny. Sleepy Steve says, it always seems to be actual plagiarists who seem to make the most frequent, absurd, and unjustified accusations of plagiarism. Not enough that they steal ideas. They have to go out of their way to slander others' work for having the most banal similarities. Evie Lupine says, not gonna lie, I've noticed that several channels like Illuminaughtii and Ready to Glare have made videos with direct, extensive quotes like this, without attributing the quote. One video was so bad, it was 80% reading a Wikipedia article verbatim and calling it original content. Tom
Oh,
says,
dang.
oof, I used to watch her stuff, but found it odd how she was able to churn out so many video essays at a regular pace. I had no proof that anything malicious was going on, but the vibes were just off, you know? Glad it wasn't all just in my imagination.
Well, bro, the vibes are definitely off, bro. Okay, I don't think we should be watching this anymore. The vibes are definitely off.
Ant the editor says, I mean, I'm annoyed you're all using the same font on Twitter that I do, without asking my permission. Thomas frankly responds, excuse me, that's my font. Inky Goat says, in retrospect, this should have been obvious. No person can make completely original or well-researched YouTube documentaries multiple times a week. I'm surprised a lot of people didn't catch it earlier. I certainly didn't. Koba says, point of view, showing a picture of a man with a hatchet, who I assume is H. Bomber Guy, but I'm not too sure, to be honest. Anyways, Lasagna List says, Harris, how dare you say this about the sole inventor of PowerPoint slide templates and highlighting text? We would still be in the Stone Age if not for her pioneering wisdom. Taconic says, I don't know what any of this is about, but this is very exciting and I recognize a savage punch when I see one, lol. Justin says, but was she ever on MTV Cribs? How proud is her mother? Has she ever worked hand in hand with Shigeru Miyamoto? Cody Hauser says, her channel makes mistakes in their videos all the time, so sometimes it's hard to take them seriously. Mate Buzz says, everyone hates doing motion graphics, so everyone uses the same plugin. Feels like something so obvious to me. John Lewis.
Exactly. Like, if you have a plugin that makes editing easier, trust me, you use it. Like, I don't really use it anymore. But like, I have like a VHS plugin that gives me like an instant VHS effect, so that way I don't have to like go in and do color grading. Because trust me, color grading to get a VHS look is a pain. It's very painful, very tedious. Do not recommend unless you are like me and very into the VHS lo-fi aesthetic.
Lewis says, okay, so I'm not tripping? I didn't see anything wrong either. We all take inspiration from each
Wait, John, I'm pissed that you are using the same prescription glasses I use on a daily basis. They're mine. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm going to take you to copyright court. I'm going to win. I'm going to get $1 million, okay?
each other. Like a ton of people are using screen replace feature on TVs for a cool effect. Sarah B responds by saying, I stopped taking her seriously when I caught 3 pretty significant factual errors in the same video, including the baffling assumption that university in Canada is free. My ungodly student debt proves otherwise. Moonwalk Grab said,
Dude, imagine that. Wait, you're saying it's free? My wallet says otherwise.
I almost took her seriously until I saw this, showing her example B of the plagiarism. Sabrina says, claiming ownership over highlighting article text at an off-kilter angle and a vignette/causation blur overlay sure is a hell of a choice when there's probably thousands of YouTubers and documentarians who have done it for a decade plus. Blaze says, I'm shocked she's not going after Vox or BuzzFeed, because they've also used those types of motion graphics too. Instead, she went after a literal lawyer who has the intelligence to refute her claims immediately. And speaking of that, Vivro shows Legal Eagle's response to iilluminaughtii and says, personally, if I were going to accuse a lawyer's editor of stealing from me and tag the lawyer, I would maybe double check to make sure they hadn't actually been doing it for years before I started doing it. He then, of course,
That's a good point. Very good point. He'll probably show if she responded by the end of this, but like, how does one respond to this bad of a beating, you know? Like, how do you recover from this? Jesus.
or shows Legal Eagle's response to iilluminaughtii, which reads out, Hey iilluminaughtii, I think this is a big misunderstanding. Perhaps great minds think alike. No one on my team is trying to copy you. Without an exhaustive review of your channel, I believe we used these 2 styles before your channel did. We've used them for 3 to 4 years. Plus, the 2 styles, a pseudo paper rip and a highlight, are extremely common on YouTube. The editor you were talking about didn't even design either of those 2 elements. Again, we've used them for 3 to 4 years at this point. Danny is a great and thorough editor. When he reached out via email, he was hoping to find out what plugin your team used on a particular video, a very common practice among editors. He was not looking to copy anyone.
Oh, dude, yeah, like this is like extremely common. Like, let me tell you, okay, if I have an opportunity to learn a fast and easy way to do a particular effect or style, I'm taking it, okay? No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm taking it.
Style. Danny is also a freelancer who makes his own videos. In the Discord, the video he referenced was about being inspired by your subject matter, not your style. He's a fan of yours. The video was referencing a video of his own, not a Legal Eagle video. Here's the end of the Discord chat that Danny provided to me. He was trying to edit a video of his own using only DaVinci Resolve. He was always just looking for some technical help, and even thanked everyone anyway. He then shows a screenshot that starts with Danny's last message from the screenshot iilluminaughtii provided, and then showing the 3 messages below that iilluminaughtii cut out, where Flo the Dragon Ghost says, At Danny, this isn't really the place for that. This is just to ask questions about the server, as the mod team really isn't involved into editing. The editing team are busy people. Calpie responds, It's true, I'm very busy. To which Danny responds, Ah well, thanks for the help. Legal Eagle then ends off his thread by saying, YouTube is great because it's collaborative, and the rising tide raises all ships. My team and I always try to provide original, high quality, informative content. We try to help others when they ask for it. There aren't really any trade trade secrets around here. I didn't know that Danny reached out to you, but I don't fault him for doing so. If anything, I think everyone on the platform should be more open and sharing. Anyway, if you feel differently or want to hash it out, my DMs are open. Wonderstruck YT responds to Legal Eagle by saying, feels like we're about to go down this rabbit hole except towards editors and effect. Imagine being so wrapped in your own echo chamber that you think you're the pioneer of your style that other channels have used for years. They then show an image referencing the Fine Bros controversy from 2016, where they tried to claim copyright over all React content. Holmes responds to Legal Eagle by saying, and in today's edition of Dumb Things I See on the Internet, content creator accuses an actual lawyer of stealing commonly used things without speaking to said lawyer first. Jane Smith says, I went to go look at example B and was confused when the text was different. Then I realized it was the highlighter effect. That effect has been around since before YouTube was even a thing. That has a specific marker made for it. Are you kidding me? Dr. Bravo 2 says, can't wait for the, can you copyright a basic ubiquitous video effect? Video. Now all of these people so
Dude, I'm sure. Okay, you know, like, we get into, like, there are just, like, so many dumb copyright stuff on YouTube. I am sure there's going to be a point where someone is going to try and copyright a video editing style. Mark my words, it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be from, like, if it's going to be within this year, next year, 5 years, but it's going to happen eventually, okay? Mark my words.
far have been against Illuminati. So let me show a tweet from the one person who did
Oh my god, the serfs. The serfs, oh no.
defend her. The serfs responded to Legal Eagle by saying, dude, it's very shady behavior. At least own up to it. I normally love your stuff, but this ain't it. I say that as a fan. Scott Curse responds to the serfs by saying, how do you dislike a tweet? I thought this was a bait account until I clicked on your profile. And that's about it for the discussion around Illuminati and her claim that Legal Eagle is trying to steal her editing style. I could not find any tweet besides the serfs defending Illuminati in this situation, and I feel it's pretty self-explanatory as to why. I think this call out was insane and I have no idea what she was thinking, but if you have any different
Hey, no, I want to see if she responded real quick. I have to see this, if she responded. Let me check her Twitter real quick. Oh, sweet, it's right there. Okay. Tell me she responded. No, just stuff about, like, a lot of leftist stuff, I guess. Yeah. No, it's, you know, you think that kind of, like, would warrant all that bashing would warrant some type of response from her. But I guess I'm wrong. Well, guys, next time you want to challenge someone on YouTube, maybe don't do a lawyer.